Yo, guys, welcome back again today. So today we're going to be talking about the brand Caveman and the owner, which is named Anthony Dazaminfi, if I'm correct about that. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. But today we're going to be talking about Caveman. So Anthony started a brand in Ghana around 2018, but the story starts a little bit before that. So this is a African owned brand that everything or most things are created in Ghana. So initially, Anthony had a job in a hotel in Ghana. And in this job, he used to hold up signs. So probably for people that were coming in from different parts of the world or different African countries, right? Like businessmen, regular people, they're coming into the hotel to stay there, right? For vacation or business, whatever it might be. So he noticed that the people that were staying in the hotel were buying like high-end goods, right? And one day he went and started to actually buy goods and watches and resell them for a higher price. So he would buy them at the price that the store would sell them for, and then he would mark up the price to people that were coming into the hotel, right? And so that's how he got started. That's how he got started in the watch business. So he did that for a while, right? And then after he did that for a while, a lot of his family members didn't really think that this was the best route. They didn't think it was a very upstanding type job to do, because a lot of people maybe are not so free spirited with their kids and they think they should become a doctor or whatever it might be, right? That's even something I need to get better at, as far as collecting emails and, you know, even with you guys, staying in touch with you guys, showing you guys and telling you guys when new things are coming out. But he did that, and he created a customer base. And it's really smart, because once you create a customer base and you stay in contact with them, whether you create it in your phone or whether you create an emailing list, probably have two, right? Or both of them, then you can always have reoccurring customers or people that will come back to you because they've already bought a product. So after he did that, he started to really try to find out, well, hey, like if I'm selling watches and people are buying it and I'm marking up the price and I'm buying it for a certain price and I'm marking up the price even higher, then why don't I just go back to the manufacturer in China who is producing it? So we got the information from the factories and companies that were producing it in China. He reached out to them directly, and then he started to import watches into Ghana and selling them. So he used the money that he originally saved up or accumulated from buying a good at a certain price, then marking it up, and then he re-upped on his product, right, and his items, and then he went and took the same money that he made and he bought more, so reinvesting back into the business. So when he bought more, he knew that in Ghana a lot of people love watches, right? Like watches are really huge in Ghana, but also he knew that a lot of people that had watches basically had replicas or knockoff watches, right? So with that knowledge, he knew that, hey, I have a big arena of customers, people that love watches, because we're in Ghana and people love watches. And so I'm going to sell these Chinese made watches to people. And once he did that, he actually took it a step further and said, hey, like, why can't I actually produce my own watches? Like, why should I sell these Chinese replicas or these Chinese watches when I should be able to make my own? So what he did, which I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when they don't do this, and I think a lot of businesses and people that are trying to create a brand and product should do this, take it one day at a time in some aspects, but also break the item up into the smaller pieces, the smaller bits. So what he did is he took the watch, he started to take it apart, he looked at all the different materials and all the different parts that make up a watch, and he started to think, oh, well, how can I find a company or a supplier in Ghana that might make this little brass piece, or another place that might make the batteries. And this is sort of kind of how the Caveman brand was created. Now, he also I think he became an apprentice on how to repair watches and how to fix watches and take them apart. And that also helped into the fact of understanding, like, all these small parts make a huge, or maybe not huge, but make a bigger piece that is all in sync with each other. That's one of the reasons I love cars, because there's thousands of pieces in the engine, but when you put them together right, which takes mathematics, which takes thermal science, which takes kinetic science, all these different kind of sciences, when you put them all together and it works in sync, it's such a beautiful thing. And that's how watches are. Watches are, a lot of little different parts, but when you put them together in the right way, it becomes this beautiful piece of art that you understand it's about timing. You know, it's interesting, it's about timing because even engines in the car is about timing, right? There's timing in an engine. Like, what is your timing? Do you retard the spark plugs, or do you fire them sooner? And in the watch is the same thing. In a watch, it's timing, right? Literally, you tell the time, and it's timing for all the parts to tick a certain way and certain materials to be put together a certain way, right? To make a high-end, very, very good quality product. So now he sourced everything out in Ghana, and now he's creating this brand called Caveman. So now he's making mid-tier to high-end watches, right? And if I'm correct, he also has lower tier watches. I know there's Rolex and maybe other watches, you know, like G-Shock is probably more on the like rugged side, right? Like outdoor type watch. They might make a really expensive G-Shock, but Rolex, to me, I'm not saying it's the only watch brand because I'm not a watch guy, but Rolex is probably the highest brand that I know of that makes ridiculous watches that maybe, I don't know, there might be a Rolex that is like $5 million. I don't even know. I know there's ones that are maybe $50, $60, $70,000. So he offers watches from, I think his lowest one is between like $60 to $80. I don't know how much that is in Ghanaian cedis, if I'm correct, or cities, if that's the way you pronounce it. I'm sorry about that. But I think it's like around 200 CDs or maybe 250 CDs, I think. And then he also offers the watch that he makes the most money off of, and maybe the one that's like a mid-tier to high-tier, which is $180. And I think that's 450 CDs, if I'm correct, in Ghanaian money. So I just thought this was interesting because I don't really know of too many other African watches brands. There might be some, but if you like watches, you're into watches, I think I might get me a watch because I've been thinking about it, but I have a cell phone and sometimes I'm like, why do I need a watch? Because I have time on my phone. I've been like that for years, but there was one watch that I used to have that I loved so much. It was like a big face watch, and it wasn't a very, very expensive watch, but the brand that it was and the way that they did it had a very nostalgic, it was like a big white face and the needles were brownish and the leather strap was brownish, and I just loved that watch so much. That was the only watch in my life that I would ever wear. I'm still trying to find it now, but it's vintage. I don't even think they make it no more. But I'm going to look at this brother's watch because, you know, he also says that he noticed a lot of people had lower quality parts. Some parts can bring down a watch, so you make it look nice, but then the parts inside of it, some are higher, you know, quality, some are lower quality. It can affect the longevity of the watch, but also the band of a watch, right? Because a lot of people like leather bands, and, you know, I personally don't know exactly what type of watch I would pick out, but it would be dope to go on the site and just try to pick it out. If he has a website, I'm gonna look and see if I can go on the website and maybe build a watch, right? And maybe we can build a watch and buy it together, because if we can build a watch and buy it together, then we're supporting each other, right? Even across the ocean. And it's also amazing because maybe I'll be one of the first customers outside of Ghana, because I think he said 90% of his customers are in Ghana. So, yo, guys, if you like watches and you need a black-owned watch brand that you want to support, or even if you just want to buy watches and you like this man's company and maybe you're not of African descent but you want to support the brother, then, yo, check out Caveman Watches. So, yo, guys, until next time, please like and subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you get all my videos. Add me on all social medias, which is Snapchat, Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook. Each one teach one. Always learn from each other, always love each other, always try to expand your mind, and always try to come to a conclusion and support each other. Until next time, guys, yo, go check the brother's website out. Go buy a watch. 80 bones, you know what I'm saying? $80. You should be able to get that if you're in America. $80. Check the watches out. Peace. One love.